February 1949. Harry S. Truman's in the White House. Joe Louis is the heavyweight champ. Men never left the house without a hat, and women hardly ever left the house. And two very ambitious young men and their wives had big plans for the tiny town of Dagsboro, Delaware. And on February 2nd, 1949, the Clayton opened its doors. So let's head south through the state of Delaware to a small town called Dagsboro. Now, Dagsboro is a small resort town about 9 miles east of Bethany Beach and is home to the one and only Clayton Theatre. Now, the Clayton is unique in that it's the last standalone, single-screen, first-run theater in the entire state. It's got about 300 seats downstairs and about another 65 or 70 upstairs in the balcony. It was named after a U.S. Senator by the name of John M. Clayton, who served from 1796 to 1856. Everybody knows that if you want the best scoop on any town, you go to the barbershop. Well, Wayne Bunting's barbershop is attached to the Clayton.
Skeet and Pete Campbell built this theater. They were the ones that the original.
That was Skeet and Pete, and it was nicknames for them. My uncle was called Skeet, but his name was Alvin Alfred. My dad was called Pete, and his name was Harry Elwood.
They had like a little soda pop thing over next on the other side. I don't know what this was, but it was something. But then after a number of years, they closed it. Why? I don't know why they closed it. I guess, I don't know. But it was closed for a number of years. There were people from Wilmington bought it and reopened it. And I don't remember their names. And Midway Theaters bought it. Midway down to, and before Midway is on one, they bought the theater. This become a little apartment. This used to be the bedroom right there with the hallway. And the fellow that worked for them moved in with his wife, and he run the theater here. And then they sold it to the Warpersons. Then this is Ed and Joanna was like to go to a theater. And they were in there one night. No, Joanna will probably tell you this. She said, I always thought I'd like a theater because they enjoyed movies. And he went out front in the under for the sun, and the Mr. Warperson were out there in the lobby. It's not like, but all was like, this for sale. Ed bought it for her right then. Yeah, that's how they got the theater.
Oh, he is a great neighbor. And, you know, this is where all the men in town come for their local gossip. And my office is behind the theater, or behind the barbershop. I can't hear exactly what they're saying, but you can hear them over there laughing and telling stories all morning long. And he's been a great asset, I think, to the little complex we have here.
So now, it was playing. You had to be 17 to get in to see it. And me and another couple boys. I had my license, the other two didn't.
What do you mean, Lolita?
Yeah.
That's it.
You remember that? I remember that. And we got in, and we got down in the seats, and we thought we were really going to see some X-rated stuff or something. And the movie just insinuated things. We didn't say nothing. We got to the car, we thought, did you see anything? I didn't see this.
Well, this theater is one of the most important things that ever happened to me during my childhood, because my parents and my mother's sister, my aunt and uncle, were always here day and night. And so the five of us, my two sisters and I, and my two cousins, were always here. I was here more than at home. And we played in this theater. We pretended that we were singers like Rosemary Clooney and some of the singers from that era, and we would come down the stairs with airbrushes and sing their songs. Very rarely did we get on the stage because that was our stage, and we pretended that we had evening gowns and we were singers. This was also the place where our parents liked for us to bring our instruments we were learning to play at school, a clarinet and a saxophone, because we squeaked more than we made real notes.
I love being able to keep them running, and I love the support we get from the people in this community and from all over the state, actually. We get people coming from Maryland, Delaware, We have people that come in the summer to Virginia, Pennsylvania, who come here to visit, and then they come to the theater. It's part of their regular trip to the beach. The building has its ups and downs. It is 75 years old this year. And so it's a lot to keep it maintained, but I have a good staff and they help me keep the interior done.
It's just beautiful inside of it. It takes me back 20, 30, since college, we had 40 years ago. And they still have a balcony, and that's where we're sitting today in the balcony. And it's just, it brings like great memories back. It does. And the seats are super good.
The first film that I remember was seeing The Wizard of Oz. And of course, I came with my parents, normally because they were working both here in the theater and next door we had a soda fountain, whatever. And so there's always a grandmother that came along with us. But that's the first film that I remember seeing. If I saw anything before that, I was too young.
Let's take a second to stop and recognize the Clayton's single longest tenured projectionist, Charlie Thorns. Charlie was the projectionist at the Clayton from the mid-'80s all the way up to 2014. And Charlie was the last projectionist to ever run film through the Motograph projectors up in the Clayton projection booth.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really great to be able to preserve this piece of history. And it's exciting that there were so many people that are interested in keeping it going. So, it just seems to generate that excitement for people to come here and see a movie, bring their kids, bring their grandkids. They all grew up in theaters like this, in towns like this. And my husband and I used to call this the theater on the green because you don't see many theaters with grass outside anymore. They're all in concrete, on concrete pavements or inside of buildings, malls and stuff. So it gives me a lot of pleasure to be able to carry this on.
I love this place for personally me. It's super cool to see the behind the scenes of how everything's made working here. It's really cool to see the people that have been coming here since they were like 10 years old, places they've grown up here. I see the same people all the time. We get usuals all the time. People love this place and they can't get enough.
You can't ask for a better business. Everybody that comes is happy. They're in a good mood and they want to come to the movies. I think the future is getting brighter. We weren't really sure with COVID what was going to happen, but this past year, and we weren't sure this year because of the writer's strike last year, we were going to have good films. But honestly, I think we've been able to pick some pretty good films this year, and business has picked up a lot.
I know the first time we would drive by here, like a couple years ago, I never really thought anything of it, but now it's so cool to see. It's like antique and rustic, and like you get to see. When you come in here, it's like you travel back in time. It's so cool to see, I guess, what it was like. I don't know. That sign is super cool in neon. It just, there's nothing like it, basically.
And no trip to the Clayton would be complete without a visit to their second floor museum. It's full of pictures and history and clippings from newspapers, along with one of the original Motograph projectors.
Two things. First, the movie studios were going to go all digital, so film no longer exists. And I had the idea at first to do this book for myself, my sisters, and my two cousins who were a part of this our whole childhoods, our whole life. And so I thought I wanted to collect as much memories and put down what history we had, so for our own benefit. And then it became a project to raise money.
Here's Joanne reflecting on the support that she gets from the people in the Dagsboro community.
Oh, well, I love the community. The community's been always very supportive of us. When we had to get a new projector in 2014, they came out and helped support us so that we could raise the funds to do that. We had several local bands that came and performed on the stage. We sold t-shirts and books. It was really a fun time, actually. People were great, and they've still continued to support us since.
Well, Well, the most important thing about the book is the histories, I believe. And I wish that I had collected many, many more, but there was a time frame there. And I only had it, published locally because I didn't really expect to really sell maybe 50 to 100 copies. We're upwards of 1,000 now.
As one of the last single-screen theaters in the entire state of Delaware, the Clayton comes with its own unique set of challenges.
The best part of running a single screen is the people that I meet. And, just being part of the community and having everybody come out. And we just really I enjoy running it. They seem to enjoy being here. The worst part is that we are a single screen, and it's hard sometimes to decide what film we're going to bring in. But I guess just maintenance of this building because it's so much older. But outside of that, it's pretty much a great thing.
Over the course of 3 days, Classic American Cinema has had the opportunity to go over the history of the Clayton with Wayne Bunning, the resident barber. We got to stare up at the beautiful neon sign that hangs gloriously over the front of the building under the Dagsboro dusk sky. We got to talk to one of the newer projectionists, Robbie Webb. And most importantly, we got to share memories and speak with the current owner, Joanne Howe, who coincidentally shares a birthday with the Clayton, February 2nd.
It was my first job. As soon as we could sweep with the broom, we were the weekend cleaners to clean up the paper and the popcorn on the aisles. And lots of funny stories.
And over the years at Classic American Cinemas, we've heard our share of funny stories about movie theaters, but this one is incredibly unique.
When my cousin Lucinda and I had the job of cleaning the theater on the weekends one time, when we were about 11 and 12, we found in the balcony a glass eye under a seat. And so we brought it down, we gave it to our dads, and they said, well, somebody's going to come back looking for this glass eye. We'll keep it here in the cash drawer in the box office. No one ever came to look for it. And so that glass eye stayed in that cash box. It was like, you look, here's your bills, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, glass eye. That was hilarious.